Board. Today we're following our um, endeavor in classifying, trying to conceptualize the Lacanian subject, and today we're going to do that in order to move closer to topology. So we have been stressing here in this channel that the Lacanian subject cannot be confused with any type of categories that we might already know, in the sense of, well, it's a anthropological subject, it's a person, it's a byproduct of the brain, it's a byproduct of the body, it's like a hidden consciousness. None of that works for our Lacanian subject and for the project and the research of this channel. The subject for us will have a different status. It will follow the very clear idea from Lacan that the subject is what a signifier represents to another signifier. So there is no need for a body, radically speaking. We are not in that realm. So psychoanalysis it's not for everything. I've been stressing this here as well, and I'm gonna name a few points before I get to the topic today. The grounding of our theory does not lie in any organic or brain-oriented theory, developmental theories, or any type of evolutionary thinking. We come from we operate in a different realm. We spoke about about language, about our theory of language, or the theory of language you can find in Lacan. I have been also stressing that there are different theoretical models in psychoanalysis in general, but more specifically here between Freud and Lacan. We had Freud with his psychic egg, and then we have Freud with the tori, interlinked tori, which changes the idea of ego, for example, whereas in Freud you have a nucleus, you have an ego. In Lacan you have a whole. For Freud is the object of love. For Lacan, the ego is the other. We have to stick with the concept of our signifying loop, right? I've been trying to work this here. The element, but they work in doubles. So you have kind of a first scene, and then you have S1 and S2 again with a second scene. Now, our jump into topology will happen slowly, because to think about topology is quite counterintuitive, and it's not something that is that's explored in psychoanalysis. So let's take it slow. I can say that we have models to understand a specific subject, so don't expect to find everything within the same model that Lacan presents us. We have the Mobius strip to work the unconscious. We have the surface, the Klein bottle, which is a surface to work maybe transference. You have the Borromean knot to work the RSI. You have the tori to work desire and demand, in mixing of otherness. So this is, I think, something we need to have in mind in order to work with Lacanian concepts. They don't explain all the theory with one model, so you need to work different models and put them together, and you do have a theory. Now, it's not enough for us to differentiate our concepts if by name, if the logic remains the same. And to be as clear as possible, neuroscience also takes that there is unconscious activity, a person with a brain that works unconsciously. Now, this is not where we are going, and I don't believe that was what Lacan had in mind. So it's not enough to change the words, we need to change the logic. That's why I stressed at the beginning of this video that we are not working brain theory here. Our theory requires something more subversive, radical, and you can watch the previous videos to know a little bit more about what that is. And if that was the case, if we were working with a similar logic, so meaning unconscious brain activity, then psychoanalysis and Lacanian psychoanalysis will be just another discipline waiting for the stamp of neuroscience. And for all my politically engaged fellow psychoanalysts and people who are interested in critical theory and political thinking, it's something to think about, how delicate, how smart we have to be when approximating psychoanalysis to neuroscience. Because neuroscience provides a way of understanding human affairs that very often go very well with neoliberal modes of social reproduction. Now, I'd like to point out to you that we have a series of mathemes in Lacanian theory. For example, we have right. There are more. It's just a few. Hope you can see that. I'm not sure. So I'm going to just repeat on this side. And you can notice that they all point to the other. One's own desire, one's own unconscious. It's a complicated thing to have in a theory that points to the others so frequently as Lacanian theory does. So the unconscious is the discourse of the other. Desire is the desire of the other. Demand is when one receives its own message in an inverted manner from the place of the other. Drive right? Demand from the place of the other. Remember the Torah, desire in one, demand in the other. Now, topology.